Should I file my divorce ASAP or wait? Hi, I'm Bill Farias, founder and CEO of Farias Family Law. We are a divorce and custody firm in Southern Massachusetts, and we get this question all the time. People are on the fence about whether to go ahead and file the case and get it into the system or wait a little bit, see if they can work some of the issues out. And there's some insight that I want to present on this particular issue. So, first of all, it's important for you to realize that every case is different. There is no one size fits all. There is no black and white answer to this. It really depends on what exactly is going on in your particular situation. The easy factor to assess is whether there is an emergency issue. If there is a safety concern, especially if it's a situation in which you think the other party needs to be removed from the home, then you need to talk to an attorney if you have some time to do that. If it's a real emergency, you may just need to call the police or get a restraining order. But if it's sort of in a gray area, you want to talk to an attorney about whether an emergency filing makes sense to protect either you or, if you have children, the children. So that is the easiest situation to sort of put into a category. Is if you have an emergency issue, then that probably will involve some sort of filing sooner rather than later. Then for the rest of the issues, it really depends on the specific circumstances. So what you want to do is, whenever possible, you want to run your situation by an experienced and reliable attorney, get some insight on these issues to determine whether it makes sense to just get the case into the system, or if you should hold off a little bit. So I'm going to give you some examples of some factors and issues that are important to analyze. Number one, if you might be able to accomplish something organically before you file, then you may want to consider going that route. For example, sometimes you have the other individual on the brink of moving out, and this person is going to get out of the home. They've agreed to pay a certain amount in support. Well, in that situation, if that's in the works, then if you go ahead and file and have this person served, that might cause that individual to become defensive, to change his and her mind, and to blow up that plan. So you got to look at, am I able to accomplish something that is going to move this forward organically without a filing? And if so, it might make sense to wait until you have that in place to file. So there are a lot of other examples of this, but that's a good high-level way of thinking about it. There are also some other strategic reasons for filing. For example, if you earn more money and there is potentially an alimony issue, there are durational limits to alimony that are based on the length of your marriage. And so the longer it takes to get the case into the system and to serve the other party, the greater your overall exposure on alimony. So that's something to keep in mind also, because if you don't file and the other side is just dragging their feet, then your marriage is getting longer and therefore your alimony exposure is greater. Then you also want to size up the prospects of resolving a case and coming to an agreement before a filing. So if you think that there is a decent chance of getting a good deal with some conversations and moving toward an uncontested agreement, then you may want to explore that before rushing in and filing and serving the other party, right? Maybe they get defensive. Maybe they weren't going to hire a lawyer, and now they're going to hire a lawyer who is going to encourage them to go for certain things that they otherwise wouldn't pursue. So you also want to balance that with, you don't want somebody on the other side dragging their feet and just letting this go on indefinitely. But it's important to size up your particular situation and figure out whether the prospects of coming to a full agreement short of a filing makes sense and what you are going to get out of it before you just rush in and file and serve the other party. So Again, you want to talk to an attorney about these specific issues to get a firm grasp on what you're entitled to, what the best strategy is. But those are some considerations that will help you decide whether you should go in and file right away or give it some more time. If you have any other questions on this, 508-675-0464. You can email us at info@fariasfamilylaw.com. If you found this video helpful, you can subscribe, like, share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. And you can find us on social at Farias Family Law. Thank you. Have a good day.